Hello, it's July 2nd and time for our July through the rest of the season backcountry trail conditions report, mostly for the JMT. You can probably see I'm sweating. It's hot. And just a quick reminder, even though it's inconvenient, today's 100 degrees and I still hike my hill because you're going to have a better time if you're in shape out there. So here's where we're at on trail conditions. Great time to start the rest of the season. You're all good. I was up at Muir Pass Trail 2.5 weeks ago and ran into a lot of PCTers and some JMTers, and I pumped them for some information. The conditions changed rapidly. 2.5 weeks ago I saw at least 50 PCTers coming down the Muir Pass Trail to resupply, and they all had ice axes. Some of them had crampons, but most of them just had ice axes and hiking poles. But they were telling stories about how fun it was to glissade down Muir Pass. This was 2.5 weeks ago. There was a ton of snow up there. I heard another report from a JMTer that there was like 5 to 7 miles of snow on Muir Pass. So, but I did hear another report just a couple days ago that Muir Pass is down to about 1.5 miles of snow. So if you're just hitting the trail now, everything's going to be clear. Muir Pass Trail is clear to the top. The highest passes are still going to have snow. Probably through July you'll have patches of snow, but you no longer need traction devices. You'll need hiking poles. Hit those passes. Muir Pass is probably going to have snow, some patches of snow. Forester might have some small patches, maybe Glen Pass, that you might have to cross over through the end of July, but nothing to be worried about. Hit them early. You don't want to post haul, especially Muir. So things are good there. It's freaking hot out now. Things melt out fast. So the conditions on the trail, the streams have pretty much maxed out, and people are passing at the crossing at the regular crossing at Evolution. Haven't heard any horror stories like last year on the stream crossings. There's a lot of water. People are crossing streams up to mid-thigh, but they're not dangerous. So you should be good all the way through the rest of the season. Of course, the wildflowers are out, and that means the mosquitoes are going to be out big time. We had a lot of late rains, and we had a lot of snow up high. That's why some of the passes are going to have snow. But down low, anything under 12,000 feet is probably snow-free right now. But some of the higher passes might have a few passes here and there. But all that moisture, the mosquito hatch was delayed a little bit because of the late spring. But there's going to be a ton of mosquitoes, so be prepared for that. Dress accordingly. Bring whatever precautions you need for that. And through the remainder of the season, typically through September, you're good to go. I love hiking in the fall. I don't even like to go on trails until July. I'm not, that's a younger man's game. Climbing through the snowbanks and post holing, although I've done it, it's not that fun to me. But usually through September, even into mid-October, conditions can be good. Once I hit October, I pay really close attention to the weather reports. In fact, if I'm hiking into October, I would bring something like the DeLorme where I could get weather reports, because you need to take those seriously. 2 years ago, some big storms came in mid-October, and people were stuck in the snow seriously. Last year, I was out in the north of Yosemite, in northern Yosemite, and we got a foot of snow in about September 17th to the 20th, something like that. That was unexpected. That's a lot of snow, but it wasn't that cold. It cleared. It stuck around though. That was an unusual storm. So if you're hiking in past mid-September, prepare for the worst. Get some weather reports and pay attention to what's going on. Now, I talk about meeting all the PCTers. Your best source for information. Again, all the PCTers are passing through the JMT right now. You can check some of their blogs. They all have YouTube videos. Seems like everybody's doing it now, and you can get some of the latest conditions there. But just hit up people on the trail. They'll tell you what's going on. So one other thing, I'm in Northern California, and you can't quite see it here, but I'll show you a little clip here. This is what it looks like where I'm standing right now. Normally I can see downtown Sacramento from here, I can see all of Folsom Lake, and I can see the coastal range. It's all obscured by smoke. Things are on fire already. So that's another thing you got to worry about on the JMT. That late spring caused a lot of brush to grow, as you can see, and fire is something to be worried about. Not getting burned up by the fire on the trail, that's not really a concern, but getting so much smoke that it can be uncomfortable. Right now there's no huge fires that are impacting the trail, but as the summer goes on, you do need to be aware of that. So don't be discouraged if one day you're hiking there's smoke everywhere. Because what happens with these fires, they're usually down the west slope of the Sierra, down lower. And the smoke tends to come up the mountain during the day. And it can be really uncomfortable during the day. You might have to have a bandana around your mouth so you can breathe. But at night, as the temperature's cool, the smoke goes back down the hills. And it'll stay downhill until midday. So if you do have fire, you know, you got to make adjustments. Maybe do your hiking really early in the morning. And from pass to pass, it'll change. You might be really uncomfortable somewhere, and when you get over the next pass, the smoke's not getting over there. So just a heads up, there will probably be some fires this year along the JMT. That's just another thing to worry about. But other than that, stream crossings are great. Besides lots and lots of mosquitoes. Remember, you get all the pretty wildflowers with the mosquitoes, so there's some give and take there. Conditions are looking great for the rest of the season. So happy trails, and if you have any questions, hit me up. All right, thanks. Thanks for watching.